Question 181. What class of fruit does apple belong to? A. Drupe, B. Pome, C. Berry, D. Caryopsis. So think about it. Before we continue, welcome to LearnWithIsrael YouTube channel. So in this video we'll be splitting episode 10, which will be from question 181 to 200. As you can see this number right here. If you are interested in tutorial or getting JAMB past question or syllabus, just try this number right here to get JAMB syllabus for free and to join the tutorial. So back to the question. Apple belongs to the family Rosaceae. Apple belongs to the family Rosaceae, and in the option it is pome that belong to that same family. So pome is the correct answer. So the class of fruit apple belong to is pome, because pome also belong to the family Rosaceae. Question 182. Sudden change in the DNA that results in new characteristics is known as dash. A. Variation, B. Mutation, C. Allele, D. Genotype. D. Genotype. So genotype is the makeup of the genetic, while allele does not have anything to do with this. Sudden change in the DNA that results in new characteristic is mutation, and this kind of situation occur because of sickle cell disease. It occurs because of sickle cell disease. So mutation is the correct answer. Question 183. Marginal placentation is seen in dash. Is seen in which type of fruit? A. Pawpaw, B. Pepper, C. Tomato, D. Orange. So if you have really read topic fruit, you'll be able to answer this question correct. Marginal placentation always occur in pawpaw. It occurs in fruit like pawpaw. So pawpaw is the correct answer. JAMB do repeat this question, so make sure you note the question now and be able to answer it correct. Question 184. The theory of natural selection was developed by A. Lamarck and Darwin, B. Darwin and Wallace, C. Wallace and Mendel, D. Mendel and Lamarck. Both Lamarck, Darwin, Wallace and Mendel, they are people that are involved in both genetics, evolution, variation. They are partakers in it. For the people that really talk about the theory of natural selection is Lamarck and Darwin. Darwin talks about the natural selection, and the aspect he talks about is the struggle for the fittest. Struggle for the fittest. I know you should be able to, you should have heard about that one. Struggle for survival of the fittest. That's the area he talked about. The animal will need to struggle to survive, and the survivor of the fittest. And Lamarck, Jean Lamarck, this one is Charles Darwin, and this one is Jean Lamarck. Jean Lamarck also talked about natural selection, and the area he talked about is the area of use and disuse, and that area suggested the area he talked about is the use of use and disuse, and the example of use and disuse is the long neck of giraffe. The long neck of giraffe. When giraffe evolved, their neck is not that long before, but the way they stretch their neck to get food, that's how the neck kept going long, because they stretch that neck to get food. I hope you understand that now. So that's also the example of natural selection Jean Lamarck talked about. And if we check, Lamarck and Darwin is in option A, which is the correct answer. So guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now as we move to the next one. Question 185. If a child can receive blood from all donors, he belongs to the blood group A-O, B-A, C-B, D-A-B. So if a child can receive blood from all donors, e belong to group AB. E belong to group AB. And if a child or if a person can donate blood to all group, it belong to O. The difference is that if a child can receive blood from all group, it belong to group AB. But if a child can donate blood to all group, it belong to group O. So according to the question, the correct answer is group AB. Group AB. Question 186. Organs involved in temperature regulation is A. Liver, B. Skin, C. Kidney, D. Heart. Liver, kidney, and heart does not regulate temperature. It is the hypothalamus. It is the hypothalamus that regulates temperature. But the organs involved in the regulation of the temperature is the skin. So skin is the correct answer. Skin does not regulate it directly, but the ones involved in the regulation is the one that regulates it is hypothalamus, while the organs involved in the regulation of temperature is skin. So let's move to the next one. Which of the following is not necessary for germination of seed plants? A. Light, B. Water, C. Air, D. Temperature. So let's start from temperature. During seed germination, temperature is very important. Whether the sunlight is high, whether it is low, whether it is rainy, whether it is very sunny, it's very necessary. It is very necessary because it will aid the plant growth. And for air is also very necessary for seed germination. And water is one of the most essential for seed to germinate. And if we check light is not necessary. Light is not necessary. Question 188. A flower that has both stamen and pistil is said to be dash. A. Perfect, B. Imperfect, C. Pistillate, D. Stamen. So stamen is the male flower organ and pistil is the female flower organ. So if a flower has both stamen and pistil, is said to be perfect. Is said to be what? Perfect. So if a flower has only pistil, it is imperfect. And if a flower has only stamen, it is imperfect. But if a flower has both stamen and pistil, it is perfect. And another name they also called it is bisexual. Bisexual. Bi means two, which is involving the stamen and pistil. So the correct answer is perfect. The flower that has both stamen and pistil is said to be perfect. What are you waiting for? Please subscribe now, because we really gain a lot in this channel, because we do it step by step. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now as we move to the next one. Question 189. Which of the following diseases is rarely spread by a housefly? A. Yellow fever, B. Dysentery, C. Typhoid fever, D. Poliomyelitis. So the disease rarely spread by a housefly is yellow fever. It's yellow fever, and it's being spread by Aedes mosquito. So this Aedes mosquito is a housefly. It's a housefly. This Aedes mosquito spread yellow fever rarely. So yellow fever is the correct answer. Question 190. The causative agent of bird flu is a dash. A. Protozoan, B. Virus, C. Bacterium, D. Fungus. So the causative agent of bird flu is virus, and not just virus. It is a type of virus, and the name of the virus is influenza virus. Influenza virus. That is the virus. The influenza virus is the causative agent of bird flu. Virus is the correct answer. Question 191. The effect of overcrowding is A. Immigration, B. Reduced competition, C. Emigration, D. Reduced mortality. If we start from immigration, Immigration does not affect overcrowding. Immigration does not enhance overcrowding and reduce competition also. When organisms competing are reduced, when there is no high rate of competition, it also does not aid overcrowding. And emigration, yes, emigration aids overcrowding. How does it aid overcrowding? It aids overcrowding by, once organisms is crowded in a particular habitat, they tend to emigrate to a sparsely populated area. When I say sparsely populated area, I mean populated area that are less organism there. So they migrate there, they emigrate there, and they stay there. So a lot of organisms emigrate because where they are is crowded. It's not overcrowded, but it is crowded. So they emigrate to the particular less populated area. A lot go there, and by going there, this one go there, this organism move there, this organism move there. They are later overcrowded there. The less populated is now later overcrowded because of the high rate of emigration. So emigration is the correct answer. It's also the effect of overcrowding. 192. Which of the following relationships involve only one organism? A. Saprophytism. B. Commensalism. C. Parasitism. D. Symbiosis. So let's start from symbiosis. Symbiosis involves two different organisms, and it occurs from a long distance, a long relationship involving two different organisms. And parasitism, as we all know, and for those that don't know, parasitism involves two organisms in which one benefits and one does not benefit. That's why they do say if you are having a relationship that is parasitism, you should run from it. While commensalism involves two organisms, and commensalism is also a type of symbiotic organism. Commensalism is also a type of symbiotic organism, while saprophytism, it is the only one that involves one organism. And how does it involve one organism? Saprophytism are organisms that feed on dead organism or decaying organism. Dead or decaying organism, which is also one organism. So the correct answer is saprophytism. So guys, let's move to the next one. Question 193. The bacterial type that are arranged in chains at the dash: A. Staphylococci, B. Clostridia, C. Streptococci, D. Bacilli. So let's start from Bacilli. Bacilli is arranged in rod, while Streptococci is the one arranged in chains. So Streptococci is the correct answer. Clostridia is also a type of bacteria, and Staphylococci is also a type of bacteria also. And we also have Diplococci. Diplococci is arranged in pairs. Diplococci is arranged in pairs, while Streptococci is arranged in chains. Question 194. Long neck in giraffe is used to illustrate the theory of A. Use and disuse, B. Origin of species, C. Origin of life, D. Natural selection. As I said the other time, that long neck in giraffe is used to illustrate the theory of use and disuse by Jean Lamarck. As I said earlier when I'm explaining the two people that talked about natural selection, which is Lamarck and Darwin, which is Charles Darwin and Jean Lamarck. So the use and disuse is being illustrated by Jean Lamarck under the long neck in giraffe. Question 195. Estrogen is not estrogen. This O is silenced. It's pronounced as estrogen. So estrogen is a hormone that is synthesized in the dash: A. testes, B. anterior pituitary, C. adrenal cortex, D. ovaries. So estrogen is a hormone that is being synthesized in the ovaries. And we also have another hormone. It's not just a hormone, it's a female hormone that is synthesized in the ovaries. And we also have another hormone which is pro. We also have another hormone which is progesterone. And this progesterone is being synthesized, is a female hormone which is being synthesized by the ovaries. And this testis synthesize male hormone, and the example of male hormone that this testis synthesize is testosterone. So let's move to the next question. Question 190. So the correct answer for 195 is ovaries. Question 196. Which organs produces bile in human body? A. Liver, B. gallbladder, C. kidney, D. pancreas. So for kidney regulates water in the body. And for gallbladder, liver, and bile have something in common. And what do they have in common? Liver produces bile, and bile is stored in the gallbladder. So gallbladder stores the bile, and liver produces the bile. I hope you get that now. So which organ produces bile in the human body? The answer is liver. Liver is the correct answer. If you are watching up to this moment and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now as we move to the next one. Question 197. The main function of the petal of a flower is to A. attract pollination agents, B. protect the flower while still in bud, C. serve as landing stage for insects, D. protect the inner part of the flower from desiccation. So let's start from option D. Protect the inner part of the flower from desiccation is done by calyx. And this calyx is also known as sepal. And it is part of the organs in flowers. Option C. Serve as landing stage for insects. Yes, the function of petal of a flower is to serve as landing stage for insects. But this is not the main function. The question says the main function of a petal. So option C is also a function, but not the main function. Let's check option B. Protect the flower while still in bud. No. Option A. Attract pollination agents. Yes, that is the main function of a petal. The main function of a petal is to attract pollination agents. And one of the other functions is to serve as landing stage for insect like rattlebugs. So the correct answer is it attracts pollination agents. Question 198. The use of moist skin for respiration in amphibian is known as A. cellular respiration, B. cutaneous respiration, C. buccal respiration, D. pulmonary respiration. So I want you guys to be very attentive. So amphibia respire through three routes. And number one is skin. Number two is mouth. And the last one is the lungs. So for the lungs, it's pulmonary respiration. And for the mouth, it is buccal respiration. And for the skin, it is the cutaneous respiration. I hope you understand that now. So assuming they say the use of lungs for respiration in amphibia is known as pulmonary respiration. The use of mouth for respiration in amphibians is known as the buccal respiration. And the use of moist skin for respiration in amphibians is known as the cutaneous respiration. So guys, let's move to the next one. Question 199. So guys, this is a diagram. Of droop. So the question says the part number two is. So guys, let's label this diagram together. It's very important to master diagram, a lot of diagram, as many as possible. Very important before writing your JAMB exam. Do you know why it's important? Because JAMB always asks questions on diagram, which always makes many students offering biology in their exam to have low mark in biology. It's not that they ignore it. The reason is because they do not learn more on diagram. So this diagram, starting from here, this is the seed. It is the seed. Label number 4 is the seed. While the number 3, you can see this is the lining of the seed. And this lining of the seed is known as the endocarp. The endocarp. Why where the space in the group is called the mesocarp, as you can see. Number 3 is the mesocarp. Why the number 1, this lining here, it is the exocarp. Exocarp. So guys, the part number 2 is mesocarp, and if you check the option C is where mesocarp is located. So option C is the correct answer. And I want to tell you guys something. 1, 2, and 3 are all pericarp. They are all called pericarp. They are all called pericarp because they are still the outer layer of the fruit. They are still the outer layer of the drupe. So guys, let's move to the last question for episode 10. So now we'll be saying we've treated 200 questions under biology. So let's start. The study of the organism and the environment of an abandoned farmland is the ecology of A, community, B, a population, C, a habitat, D, an ecosystem. So I will explain all this terminology to you guys that you understand well and better. So let's start from community. What is community? Community is the place where different organisms lives in the same habitat. Community. This is the total number. This is the total number of organisms of different species in the same habitat. So because of space, I will just explain population, right? Population here also. So what's population? Population is the total number of organisms of the same species. So because of space, I will just explain it to you guys. Community is the total number of organisms of different diverse kind of species, different species in the same habitat. While population is the total number of organisms of the same species in the same habitat. So the single difference, the similarities between community and population is that different species are in community and the same species are what form the population. For habitat is very simple. Habitat is where an organism lives. That's just it. Why ecosystem? Ecosystem is the study of organism and the environment of an abandoned farmland. So ecosystem is the correct answer. So many students always misinterpret these 4 options. That's why I take time to explain well to you guys. That's why it's very important to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out. So we've come to the end of this video. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to LearnWithIsrael YouTube channel. See you in the next one.